Today on the Dream Syndicate, we're making a St. George art doll, so let's get crafting. Working from a sketch, I'm cutting a piece of aluminum tubing that I'm going to use for St. George's neck. Using the duct tape of the crafting world, I'm going to take some tin foil and use that to create the base shape of the cranium for the character and kind of work some clay around that and just mass it out and get just a rough shape as I'm working here. If you want to join me in making the imaginary reality weekly, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon. And at some point I determine what part of the head is going to be the front where the face is going to be, and I start adding some clay onto that. I'm starting to establish the eye line, which is around midway down the face, and then from there there's the line of the nose, which is halfway from the eye line to the chin, and then from there, from the nose, it's the mouth that's about halfway from the nose to the chin. The sculpture really starts to take on a life of its own when it's able to look at you. Now we're going to work on giving young St. George a brow ridge. This is done by adding strips of clay and then using tools to sort of blend down these pieces and make them mesh with the clay that already is there. Here we've added a ball of clay that we're going to work on blending into the nose bridge and into the rest of the face around it. Right now, this guy looks like something out of a horror movie, but give him time, he'll start to come around. Before I put his eyelids in, I'm going to take a moment to redefine his eye sockets. Since the lower eyelids are overlapped by the upper ones, I'm going to go ahead and put the lower eyelids in first. I want this character to be a bit of a younger interpretation of St. George, so I want the character to look somewhere between 14 and 16, so I'm going to give him fuller cheeks to make him look a little bit younger. Ah, the time-honored tradition of doll nose picking. So I'm giving him some nostrils. Anyone who's made art dolls knows how tricky it can be to get the ears to looking just right. You want them to be symmetrical, you want those interior lines to look roughly alike from left ear to right ear. It's really tricky business. Just trying to get the right shape for the mouth. I want him sort of like a panic yelling sort of look to his face. I'm going for a Macaulay Culkin in Home Alone sort of sort of look. And here we have a finished St. George. Thanks so much for watching. If you want to join me in making the imaginary reality weekly, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon. Until next time, make believe!